There is a school of magic no one ever told you existed, but something inside you always knew. And to enter it, I'm going to ask you to breathe deeply through your nose. Release the air through your mouth and close your eyes. And if a worm comes, or a knot, or something with no name, breathe into your belly. It's just the body saying it's listening. And now, let yourself go. With every breath you take, with every word I speak, and with every note of the music, everything helps you go deeper. And as you hear my voice goes with you. And you will hear my voice in exactly the way that is right for you. And now, imagine above you a beautiful golden light. A beautiful golden light beginning to shine above your head. Imagine this light has the texture of silk, soft as liquid honey. See it descending slowly over your head, relaxing your scalp, your mind, allowing thoughts to drift away. With every breath you take and every word I speak, let that golden light move down into the muscles of your face. Relax your forehead, your eyebrows, the small muscles beside your eyes. Let it flow down into your jaw, your neck. Imagine that this golden light carries everything you need, everything you desire in your life, everything you could wish for. Allow it to move down your arms, into your forearms, your wrists, your hands. Relax your fingers. Relax your nails. Relax the fine lines of your fingertips, your unique markings. And with every breath, you soften more. Let the golden light move down your spine, relaxing your back, vertebra by vertebra, through muscles, bones, organs, cells, through your lungs, between your ribs, into your heart, breathing easily, comfortably. Let it descend into your chest, belly, your legs, your knees, your feet. Relax your feet. Relax your toes. And now, imagine before you a staircase that descends. At the top, a sign. And on that sign, you can read Luminara, the school of magic no one ever told you existed. A school that has always been here, always waiting for you. Before you, 12 steps, each a different color, like a rainbow descending into the earth. And each step glows as your foot touch it. 12. The first step is gold. It glows as your foot touch it. Warm, radiant. 11. Deep green. It lights up as you step on it, and the world above begins to fade. 10. White. A pure white that illuminates everything around you. 9. Honey. Warm and soft. 8. Violet. A violet light that pulses slowly. 7. Silver, like moonlight. 6. Midnight blue, dark as a moonless sky, and the silence deepens. 5. Turquoise, like a calm sea. 4. Rose, soft as the first light of morning. 3. Celestial blue, clear and crisp as spring water. 2. Mother of pearl, softly shimmering with reflected light. 1. Ruby, warm, deep, the last step. You have arrived. Before you stands a vast crystal door. It opens as you approach, and you enter. The space is larger than you expected. Crystal walls glow with a warm light that seems to breathe with you. Corridors open in many directions. Doors, rooms in the distance, and the scent of lavender and jasmine that your body recognizes before your mind does. You are in Luminara. You walk through the corridors. The crystal walls light up as you pass and fade behind you. The floor shifts color beneath your feet. The air carries the scent of lavender and rosemary. And you hear voices in the distance. 2 teachers speaking by a crystal window. They are not speaking to you, nor about you, but you hear them. Sometimes people look at the path they have taken and only see what it cost. And they do not see what each difficult thing taught them, and that what cost the most stayed the most. What cost the most opened the most. It has always been so. The words linger in the air. They are not for you, and yet something within you listens. You pass a room where a parchment lies open on a table. A living map. The lines shift very subtly, as if still being drawn. And as you move closer, the map changes slightly, as if it recognizes you, as if it knows you have passed through. You keep walking. The air changes. The scent of wet earth after rain, clean, soft, like the air after a summer storm. And you arrive at a door that opens as you approach. You enter the chamber of the 4 royal stars. And the first thing you see is the sky. The crystal dome that forms the ceiling of this chamber reveals the night sky. Here it is always night. Here time does not count hours, it counts stars. The constellations move very slowly, with the rhythm of something that is never in a hurry. And 4 constellations shine more brightly than the others. Aldebaran to the north, Regulus to the south, Antares to the east, Fomalhaut to the west. The 4 royal stars, guardians of the 4 corners of the sky since the Persians named them millennia ago. Earth, air, fire, water. The floor is mirrored crystal, and within it the sky of the dome is reflected, stars above and stars below, as if suspended in the middle of the universe, with infinite on every side. And set into the crystal, at every point where you stand, all around you, runes in gold and blue, not decoration, but you cannot yet read what they say. Along the circular wall, 11 doors, each one a chamber you have passed through, and the 12th door, that one with the soft light beneath the threshold. At the center of the chamber, suspended in the air, an astrolabe. Its rings of crystal and gold turn slowly in different directions, as if measuring something that has no name in ordinary maps. The air smells of wet earth after rain with a softness like clean skin. The body breathes deeply, recognizing the scent of something far older than memory. There is a group, 5 or 6 people standing in the chamber, each within their own circle of runes, with their name engraved at its center. There is a circle for you, and as your feet touch the mirrored crystal within it, the runes of your circle begin to pulse softly. Your path, your name, your way. And from one corner of the chamber a man moves, neither tall nor short. On his shoulders rests the light weight of one who has carried many maps and knows what the weight of maps is, not the paper, but the stories they hold. In his fingers a small lantern, which does not illuminate the space around it, but what is hidden within it. And his other hand gestures gently towards the suspended astrolabe, as one greets an ancient instrument. He is the cartographer of maps, the teacher of this chamber. He looks at the group and smiles with the calm of one who recognizes every path he sees. He knows what each has carried and what each has left behind. The cartographer of maps does not welcome. He begins where one begins, in the middle, with what matters most. Look at the 11 doors. Each one is a place you have crossed. Each one carries the weight of what you brought and what you left behind. And when you look at them all at once, you begin to see what cannot be seen while you are walking it, the full shape of the path. He raises the lantern and points it towards the first door, the Philosopher's Stone. A soft light touches the door, and from the crystal around it, words float very gently in the air. Gold is not created, it is uncovered. And the body receives what that chamber gave. Not an image, a sensation, what remained within when everything else passed. The lantern moves to the second door, then the third, slowly. Each time the light touches a door, the runes on the floor beneath it light up, gold and blue, and the body receives a sensation of what that chamber gave. Not all at once, one by one, like bits of a necklace being discovered. The cartographer speaks as the lantern continues its path. Nothing was in vain. Every door you crossed opened exactly what needed to be opened. Everything you encountered, everything you left behind. The path has a meaning, not the meaning of a plan, but the meaning of what you are. When the lantern reaches the 11th door, the last of those you have crossed, the runes on the floor all light at once. The complete path, visible for the first time, and what the runes say is understood now, not with the mind, but with the body. The cartographer looks at someone in the group, not at you, at the person to your right, and asks, with the stillness of one who already knows the answer, but wishes the other to find it. When you look at the whole path, what do you see that you could not see while you were walking it? The person does not answer, but searches, and you too. The Cartographer of Paths looks at the group and asks something simple: to close their eyes, to allow the path to come, not as memory, but as sensation, as if the body knows what the mind is still processing. And that is what you do. You close your eyes, and without seeking anything, you allow it to arrive. A door, a sensation, a moment from each chamber that the body holds. You do not need to order them. You do not need to name them. They are all here and always have been. The cartographer speaks very slowly. You do not need to understand the whole path, only to feel that it exists, that it has form, that it has direction, that everything you have lived was what was needed for you to be who you are now. Here, you can simply be the whole path, without needing to explain how you arrived, without needing to justify each step. The path was yours, and you were the path. The Cartographer of Paths moves slowly to the center of the group, looks at each one, and when his gaze meets yours, there is in it the recognition of one who has seen the whole shape before you and knows that is beautiful. And he says, almost in a whisper, "Who are you when all of this is within you?" And in that silence, something within you knows the answer, not in words, with a fullness that begins at the center of the chest and expands in every direction at once, like when all the pieces of something vast finally fit. And what remains is not the structure, it is what the structure always wished it to be. The Cartographer of Paths puts the lantern away and opens his hands towards the center of the chamber. And from the floor, from the golden and blue runes, a light begins to rise. Golden, warm, it rises through the feet, as if the ground recognizes you and returns something that has always been yours. The light of earth, not the earth of weight, but of root, of steadiness that needs to prove nothing, that exists before any word, and when it reaches the center of the body, it is like finally resting. In the dome, Aldebaran shines a little brighter. And from the air, from somewhere between ceiling and floor, a second light comes. Crystal blue, with the temperature of spring water that the body inhales rather than drinks. the light of water, not the water that runs outward, but the one that becomes clear, a clarity that needs no explanation because it is directly seen. It enters through the shoulders, through the chest, and when it joins the first, steadiness and clarity, as if knowing and feeling at the same time. In the dome, foam out lights. And then a third light. This one comes neither from the ground nor the air. It comes from within. Ember, alive, like a flame that never needed to be lit because it has always burned, only waiting to be seen. The light of fire, not the one that destroys, but the one that transforms. A courage that does not come from the absence of hesitation, but from the decision to act despite it. It begins in the stomach, and when it joins the others, the warmth does not burn. It illuminates. In the dome, Antares shines, the reddest of the four. And finally, the fourth light, the softest, the most difficult to see. Silver white, almost invisible, like the air that is everywhere without being seen. The light of air. The vision that comes when what no longer serves is released. A freedom that has no form and yet is in everything. It enters through the top of the head, descends in silence. It is like taking a deep breath for the first time in a long while. And when it joins the other three, it is not a sum. It is a word that only exists with all its letters. In the dome, Regulus lights. The four royal stars shine at once, each in its direction, each in its color, and the astrolabe suspended at the center of the chamber, which has been turning slowly since you entered, slows. Its rings align, one by one, in silence, like something very ancient finally finding north. And you stand at the center, with the four lights within, with the entire path on the floor of runes around you, with the 11 doors on the walls, and the 12th waiting. The Cartographer of Paths looks at the group and says in the voice of one who has known his truth for a long time, "You are not the same person who began this path, not because you have become someone else, but because you have shed enough to finally know who you are." He remains for a moment in silence, and then looks towards the 12th door, the one without color or scent, only light beneath the threshold. and says, "There is one final door. Only you can open it." And before he steps away, he says only, "On the other side is the Grand Mage of Silence." And in silence, he lives. And if you remain in silence, you may hear a voice. It is not the cartographer's. It is not mine. It is yours, the one that comes from deep within, and it says, "I see the path. What limited me taught me. What hurt me revealed me. Everything brought me here. I am here." And now, when you feel it's the right moment, you can leave the chamber. You step out, and as you do, the door closes softly behind you. You walk along the corridor. The crystal walls light up as you pass and fade behind you, as if the school knew exactly where you are. You notice more things this time. A light that changes color as you pass, a sound of music coming from somewhere, a scent that already feels like yours. And there's something different on the way back. It's not the corridor that changed, it's you. You reach the rainbow staircase, and you can climb slowly. 1, the ruby step glows when you touch it. 2, mother of pearl. 3, celestial blue. 4, pink. 5, turquoise. 6, midnight blue. 7, silver. 8, violet. 9, honey. 10, white. 11, deep green. 12, golden, the last step, and the light begins to reach you. You are almost back. You begin to feel your body, the weight of your body where you are, the temperature of the air on your skin, the sounds around you starting to return slowly. You can move your fingers, your toes, gently move your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, and at your own pace, calmly, when you feel ready, let your eyes open. You're back. Your unconscious heard everything it needed to hear. You don't need to analyze it. Let it work. So if in the coming days you note anything different, a calm you weren't expecting, or a moment when you feel more you, it's not a coincidence. It's your unconscious working with what it received. And if the questions from this session come back at you at some point, in the shower, falling asleep, in the middle of the day, let them be. Because everything you heard, every voice, every phrase, every word that stayed. And it will keep working in there, in silence at your own pace. And if you feel like coming back, Luminara is always open, beneath everything, waiting for you.